Investors, when you are looking to invest in private equity, in addition to having a clear idea of the industry exposure of your entire portfolio that we talked about in our video last week titled Sector-Specific Private Equity Funds, you should also have a clear idea of the geographic exposure of your entire portfolio and figure out how investing in private equity will affect the overall geographic exposure of your portfolio. Many investors' portfolios have a home bias. In other words, the allocation to investments exposed to an investor's home country is usually overweight. This may occur because the investor or the investor's advisor is more familiar with the market, but it could also be because the investor is passionate about investing in local businesses. So investors, if you want to diversify your investments away from your home country, or if you want to increase your allocation to your home country, well, there are geographic-focused private equity funds that can help you do so. In this video, we will go over 3 examples of private equity firms that have a specific geographic focus. We will go over Real Ventures, Norvestor, and the Carlyle Group in Japan. And we'll end this video with a final thought. So let's get started in my home country of Canada with Real Ventures, which is a Canadian venture capital firm that invests in Canadian-based technology leaders to help them scale. While Real Ventures does help their founders scale beyond Canada's borders, the firm has dedicated itself to building the Canadian startup ecosystem and invest its time mentoring its founders and helping those founders grow. For investors looking to invest in Canada's early-stage growing companies, Real Ventures, along with some of the other Canadian-focused VCs, could be an option. Now let's move on to Norvestor, which is a Norwegian private equity firm that invests in medium-sized Nordic companies with the objective of helping those companies develop and grow through entering new geographies, acquiring complementary businesses, and creating digital strategies. Similar to Real Ventures, while Norvestor helps its companies grow internationally, the private equity firm is passionate about building local businesses, Nordic businesses. So investors that may not have exposure to certain companies in certain regions, such as Nordic companies, these investors may want to consider looking at geographic-focused private equity firms such as Norvestor. And finally, let's move on to the Carlyle Group in Japan. The Carlyle Group, one of the largest private equity companies in the world, is a US private equity firm with over $290 billion in assets under management. Carlyle has professionals located in 16 countries in an effort to obtain local insights and build local relationships. Carlyle first established an office in Tokyo, Japan in 2000, and recently raised its 4th Japanese buyout fund, Carlyle Japan 4, in 2020 for over $2 billion. For foreign investors looking to access the Japanese markets, mega funds such as Carlyle and KKR that are investing in Japan may be good options to diversify away existing geographic risk. Now, here's a final thought. Investors, if you're going to invest in private equity, in addition to looking at the fund's team, investment strategy, investment process, fund details, reporting, secondaries, and ESG, the factors we discussed in our previous video titled 7 Things to Look For When Investing in a Private Equity Fund, you will also want to see how the geographic exposure of the fund affects your portfolio. If you are passionate about investing in local businesses, well, this can be a driving factor for the geographic focus of the fund. With that said, a main reason for adding private equity to your portfolio is to diversify your risk. And to do so, if you invest in a geography that has a low correlation to your existing portfolio, well, that could provide you with excellent diversification benefits. In this video, we went over 3 examples of private equity firms that have a specific geographic focus. We went over Real Ventures, Norvestor, and the Carlyle Group in Japan. Now, there are quite a few geographic focused funds around the world. Do you know any? If so, please write the fund's name and the fund strategy in the comments below. It'll be great for our viewers to see some of the geographic focused funds that are out there.